My name is Anitra Payne. My business name is Trinity Wellness Group. I was going to say Therapy and Chill. That's my brand.
Yes.
My business is Trinity Wellness Group. I am a mental health provider. I have my own private practice, and I'm licensed in Maryland, DC, and Virginia.
Wonderful. I'm so excited to get to talk to you. I'd like to talk to you about the type of services that you provide, what clients are coming to you for, the type of issues that they can come in for.
So I attract a lot of women around 20 to, I would say, 35. They're coming to talk about anxiety, depression, relationship issues, life transitions, motherhood, things like that.
I love that. And let's get into a little bit more detail because I think what you're doing is awesome and very unique. You have some of the services that I saw was wine and talk, I believe.
Oh, wine, snacks, and facts.
Yes. Are they like some webinars? Talk to me about those little different things that you offer because I think that's very unique and very fun.
It is. So I came up with that at the top of this year, actually. I thought it would be a cute, fun way to build community, like on a Zoom call where I can have 10 to 20 women show up on Zoom with their glass of wine and we just talk about all the things like facts. Well, and I'll give certain facts about some of the information that they want to talk about. So a lighthearted way to spotlight mental health issues, concerns, and things like that.
Yeah. And then you've got Therapy and Chill Corner. Yes. You've also got How to Cultivate Healthy Relationships. And these are also other webinars that people can join in as well, correct?
Absolutely.
I love that. I think that is so unique. And you also have your own merch. I see, and you're wearing it, Therapy and Chill. Talk to me a little bit about that.
Yes, I created Therapy and Chill, I think, in 2020, 2022, I think. I'm not sure, but it's just that. Like, I wanted people to, like, focus on therapy, but in a very chill, not serious way all the time. So I created journals and planners so my clients could journal their journey and they can have, like, a planner that focuses on mental health features like mindfulness, self-care, things like that. So yeah, I have a lot of different brands that basically I'm just trying to help people have tools when they're not in the therapy, when they're not doing therapy one-on-one. So.
Absolutely. And then how did you get started? What is your background? How did you get into your industry?
Oh, goodness. So since I was a kid, when I was like growing up, 12, 13 years old, I said that I wanted to be a psychiatrist. And I went to school, Michigan State University, and I got my degree in psychology. And then I went to Wayne State University, and I got my master's degree in social work. And I just came here, and I moved to Maryland in 2012. Got my license in Maryland, and I started my private practice in 2017.
Yeah.
And I've just been trying to help people live their best life through offering them, through offering mental health support for them.
Yeah, I love that. And talk to me about your business and your team. Do you have anybody else with you, or are you just doing it solo?
So at the end of last year, my clinicians, they all left and they started their own business. So right now I have not hired any new clinicians. It's just myself and my husband that work for the company. But yeah, I'm kind of transitioning. So right now I'm not really sure if I really want a group anymore.
Okay.
At this time.
Yes.
But yeah.
Things can change,
Things could change, but I guess I'm focusing more on the branding, on speaking engagements, things like this podcast.
Yeah.
So I'm not so sure if I have the time to mentor clinicians, but that is always that's going to be my focus probably next year.
Yeah. I love that. And I love that you're like, you know what, maybe I'm going to take a step back and just see how things go. That's so important to be self-aware of those things because sometimes you just jump into stuff and don't really think them through, right?
Absolutely.
So that's wonderful. And then I'd like to ask you, as far as marketing goes for yourself, what are you doing to get your name out there? Just maybe you could provide other insights or tips for other entrepreneurs who are listening.
Yeah, so I use all the socials. Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, LinkedIn. I just recently hired a marketing strategist and a content creator. So they're promoting, my business. My books are on Amazon and Lulu. So I just use any, platform that I can to get my name out there. But now, since within the last 2-3 weeks, the marketing strategist, she's the one that's kind of like doing her thing. She has a degree in it and she's best at that.
Yeah.
Because it can be very hard. It can be very
Yeah.
hard to get your name out. You have to constantly create content to be present, and sometimes that's distracting from what I really want to do. I just want to focus on seeing clients and helping
Right?
clients. So some advice I would give to anybody who is trying to market themselves, maybe hire an expert to help
Yeah.
you with that. Yeah.
That is great advice, because oftentimes business owners, entrepreneurs, they're not really focused on the branding side. They want to get to their clients, their patients, their main focus, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes it's hard to navigate
It's
that.
so hard.
So
It's
that's
so
great
hard.
advice, that if maybe something's not clicking for you, then
Hire
hire.
an expert.
Exactly.
Actually.
Love that. And then what are people coming to you for? I know I kind of asked this before, but I want to get into the, I guess, nitty-gritty of it all, like loss, depression. Do you do couples therapy? Tell me.
Oh, I love love.
Yeah.
So yes, like I forgot to mention that earlier. So yes, I do couples therapy, premarital counseling. To be truthful, honestly, the conversations are usually centered around family, children, and intimate partner relationships. Depression stemming from intimate partner relationships or family concerns and issues. But yeah, the heart of what matters to people that usually come to me that my business attract, it's the depression, the anxiety, the relationship, the love.
Yeah.
So I do deal with grief. People lose, family members, so that comes up, but it's not, the number one reason that, my demographic comes to see me.
Yeah.
So.
And I'd like to know, what have been some moments that in your career that you can look back on and be super proud of yourself? Like, were you able to help somebody overcome something or meet their goals? I would like to hear some of those stories if you've got any.
So there is not just one, and this might sound cheesy, but the truth is, every time I can talk and relate and improve a client's day in life, that's a moment for me. It doesn't have to be because I helped them get through a divorce or the loss of a loved one. It could be I strategize with them on how to have a healthy conversation with their boss, or to advocate for themselves because they don't know how to speak up for themselves. So I don't know if there's just one moment. Honestly,
Yeah.
I genuinely love what I do. I love helping my clients. And so every day that I show up and I can help pour into them, educate them, encourage them, uplift them, that's a win for me. That's why I do it. I've been doing this for a very long time. And it really is the heart of what I do, like to help people become their best selves.
Yes.
So.
And like you said, you've been doing this for a long time. Tell me a little bit about your background. I think you did some social work in the education system.
Yes. So I started out, I was a child protective, excuse me. I was a child protective service worker, and I was doing that in Michigan. Then I moved here to Maryland, and I also was a child protective service worker. And it wasn't until I think 2016 that I decided to open my own practice. I was scared. I was nervous. I really did not have a mentor. I didn't have many examples, but I was tired of the social service field in that way. And like I said, since I was a child, I always wanted to be like in the psychology field and direct, client to therapist practice. So that's when I started my own practice. And I've been doing it since, like I said, 2017. And at first I was renting space from a friend. She allowed me to rent out her office for like 1 or 2 days, and then I was able to get my own office with her when she moved to a bigger space, and I had my own office aside hers. And then 2020 COVID hit.
Mm-hmm.
And I had so many plans for that year, but we had
Didn't
to
we
go
all?
back in
Yeah.
the house.
Yep.
Right. And so I tried to hold on to the office for some months, but I end up giving up the office, and now I just do telehealth. But that's actually so great. Like I get to still show up and be seen and meet my client where they are. It doesn't matter if we're in person or, on the computer or on the phone, we still, do the work. So that's kind of been
The journey.
The journey. Yeah.
Love it.
Thank you.
And then for anybody maybe going through some hardships, or maybe they have depression and they don't even know it, or they're questioning, what advice would you like to give them, or any insight?
Yeah, I think the first step is to reach out to someone that may be able to tell them and help them identify the signs. Sometimes it can be missed, you know. A lot of times we just push through, we're moving through life. We don't even feel. We get so detached from our feelings, and we don't know that something is wrong. We're just
Mm-hmm.
like, "Oh, I'll be okay." And so I think the best thing for that person to do is to seek out a mental health professional. You can go on Psychology Today. You can search just on Google, you know, your preference, whatever insurance you have, and I'm sure people will come up in your area
Yeah.
that can provide mental health, so you can know exactly what you're dealing with.
I love that. Thank you. And then is there anything maybe that I have not touched on that you want to share with the audience, whether it's about yourself, your business, your merch, anything at all?
More so just, you know, when I started mental health, there was a stigma, you know. Now people are so proud to proclaim that they have a therapist, and, you know, if you're going to date me, you need to have your own therapist. And, you know, that wasn't how it was 10 years ago. So for people who still struggle with that stigma, the shame and the guilt of needing to help, to have mental health care, I would just encourage them to step out and seek help. You know,
Yeah.
just like you take care of your physical body, your physical health, you should take care of your mental health. You know, it's just as
The
important.
mind.
Yeah, your mind is just as important. So, and I mean, a lot of illnesses, you know, come from the mental health piece not being, you know, nurtured and cared for.
Yeah.
So I would just encourage people to definitely prioritize their mental health, their mental well-being. And if you are working on your mental health, your mental well-being, and you want to journal or you want a planner, yes, look me up. I'm at trinitywellnessgroup.org,
Yes.
and you can find some of my tools to help you with that. Journaling is a very good therapeutic tool,
Yeah.
to help you on your wellness journey.
I
mental
agree.
health
I
journey.
do that. I do that too. Like I have checklists on my days off. Sometimes I have to do schoolwork and stuff, and without my list, I'm lost. I won't get it done. So I just have it and check. So I love that you have that, and you know the power that
Absolutely.
these little books hold, the big
Absolutely.
power, right?
We have so much going on in our brain. We need some help sometimes. It's okay.
Right? I love that. And then
Absolutely.
where do you see yourself in the next 5 years as a person and with your business?
As a person and with my business, you know, honestly, I love what I do. I love the therapy. I love being in my therapy chair. However, in the next 5 years, I would love to explore more speaking engagements, in-person conferences. I would like to, you know, expand to that part of impacting people on a larger scale.
Yeah.
So I would still have Trinity Wellness Group. I'll have clinicians at some point, you know, to return, to help with that, you know, with the direct services. And I would like to just speak.
Yeah.
I would like to speak. I would like to write books and, you know, start to go down that path.
I love it. And then in the future, we're just going to manifest it. But, right? When you have other clinicians working with you, what type of clinician are you looking to have around you and in your space? And like, what would be the type of like culture that you would want to cultivate within your space?
Well, I've had, you know, some clinicians that work for me, and they went off and they are doing their own thing, and I'm so proud of them. I would want my clinician to be loving, caring, open, someone who's competent to work with all demographics, because we love everybody. We love working with everybody. And so whatever that, you know, that person comes to me, if they want to be my clinician, they would just have to be a genuine spirit, like someone that's really here to help.
Yeah,
you know.
absolutely. And what do you like to do on your free time when you're not helping other people, mentoring them, or giving them advice?
What is that?
Yeah. Like, if that
being an entrepreneur, you're always working.
That's right. Yep.
No, the simple things I love. I'm not a newlywed, but I recently married in June of 2023. So I love spending time with my husband. I love vacationing, going out to eat, going to a concert. I'm going to a concert later tonight.
Who are you seeing?
Oh my gosh, I forget his name.
Ah, girl. It's okay. I'll forgive it. I'll let it
I think his
slide.
name is Elamine. My
Elamine.
friend turned me on to this artist,
Ah,
and
okay.
so I'm new to him, but he's really good. He's at the Howard Theater tonight. I think his name is Elamine.
Okay.
So it's a good.
I'll
He's a
check him
good.
out.
Yeah, check him out. He's good. But yeah, I love music. I love dancing. I love being around family and friends.
Yeah.
So that's what I love to do.
I love it. All right. And then anything else that you'd like to share before I ask you my last question? I want to make sure I get all the good stuff.
No, I think that's it.
That's it. Okay. Well, people, if you're going through something, anybody who's going through a hardship, make sure you check out Anitra's business. And once again, Therapy and Chill.
Yes.
All that good stuff. Give all that plug in. Look, the journals, the mugs, the sweaters. And then, okay, my last question. Do you have a saying, a quote, or a mantra that has stuck with you and it has inspired you? Or maybe something that somebody told you that you would like to share and leave with our listeners?
Man, a few. Let's see. One would be, it always seems impossible until it's not.
That's so true. Mm-hmm.
Because I work with a lot of individuals, they cannot see themselves out of the situation that they're currently in.
Yep.
And so I like to remind them, keep going. It always seems impossible until it's not, until it's done. So
Absolutely.
just keep going. So that's something that I hold dear to me.
Yeah, no, I know, right? Sometimes it's so hard to not see outside of your own little bubble and perspective that when you put in the work and you have somebody like you, like that support to help you get out of there, and then you look back, you're like, what? I used to think that.
Exactly.
Wow, thank you.
That?
So that's so important. And thank you so much for coming on here and talking to us about your business.
A great time.
Yeah, good.
Thank you.
You're welcome.